Welcome to Three Shots and a Mango Beer podcast. I'm Tredel Lambert, and I'm with my co-host, my mom,
Jessica Lambert.
As always, our laid-back podcast dives into real talks about all things life. We don't choose our fate, though. A fortune cookie does. So without further ado, let's draw today's topic.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, I'm drawing the topic.
Are you gonna pick it, or?
I am. These things can't be rushed. This is fate, after all. Fate takes time. What do you want to be when you grow up? When is it time to stop dreaming? Jeez. What kind of a question is this? I think Grandma snuck into our house and put that there. It's written in pencil, so I feel like you wrote it.
It's definitely not me. I don't write that way. You write that way.
I wrote this?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, the fortune cookie wrote this? Dude, I think Grandma snuck in and wrote this one. Well, okay. So this is a two-part question. What do you want to be when you grow up? I guess that's a proverbial, since this is an adult show and we have adult viewers for the most part, our listeners. Proverbial grow up, and when is it time to stop dreaming?
I think if you stop dreaming, you're kind of dead at that point. Even if you achieve all you want, there's nothing else you want to go do. You want to go, okay, now let's say you made it big, you have millions of dollars, you don't want to travel, you don't want to collect anything, you don't want to
help others.
Sure, that too. Yeah, that was coming up eventually. But yeah, there should always be something next, I think, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the idea of a dream, it's like the pursuit of happiness. I guess, there's this kind of paradox in life. Like, you do need to always find a way to be happy where you are, and at the same time be chasing more. And more is good. I mean, I don't know. I maybe the type of people that we are, I feel like I always need more. I always want more. But I'm also, I mean, for me, I feel like I started in the hole, like literally started in the hole. I started with a family that had a lot of issues and poor and in the hood. And so a ton of challenges. And so I feel like obviously I needed a dream even to get as far as I've gotten in life. If I didn't have a dream, I wouldn't have come out of the hood. I wouldn't have maybe tried to break some generational curses and actually break some generational curses and actually change our family dynamic for us, for our new branch, you know what I mean? So I think dreams are very, very important. And I think that it's important when should you stop chasing your dreams, or when is it time to stop? I think never, because your dream is probably what God put inside of you. It's probably your gift. It's probably the thing inside of you that makes you tick, that you're excited about. So why would you stop wanting that? I feel like society can be a little bit of a soul eaters, trying to push us into yes, there's practical life and economics and supply and demand and all of those good things, but we create supply and we create demand, right? So I mean, before anybody knew who Drake was, there wasn't a demand for Drake, and then Drake came and created a demand, and now there's a demand, right? Mm-hmm. Before there was, I don't know, gluten-free. I don't remember growing up seeing that everywhere.
The Drake comparison, I don't know if that works, because people always want good music. I feel like
did they want Drake?
Before there was the light bulb, people didn't want the light bulb.
But did they want Drake? Did they want Drake? They might have wanted. Of course, they wanted light. They used fire.
Yeah.
So it is the same comparison. But they just didn't know they wanted a light bulb. But they knew they wanted light. Mm-hmm. So you're saying they knew they wanted good music, And I'm saying, but did they know they wanted Drake? In this situation, Drake is the light bulb.
Yeah, I guess that's, but like, how would you know? I feel like if you were to make that comparison, it has to be something that wasn't there at all before.
He
wasn't, but music was, rap was, hip hop was, pop music was.
Yeah, and light bulbs weren't there, but fire was.
Mm-hmm. I know, maybe that wasn't the greatest example either.
Okay. So we're not talking about inventing things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're talking about creating demand. So, okay, was there a demand to order books online or all things online until Amazon? No, but conceivably, did we want convenience? Yeah, we've always wanted convenience. So that's what innovation is. It's coming up with, but even like, was there a demand for a pet rock? Like we talked about this before.
That's a good example. And then people seen it and they're like, oh, I want that. I don't know why.
I don't know why, but I want it. And that's the power of marketing, right? Mm-hmm. Which I talk about in my 1 Minute Mentor Platinum Indie. I talk about the power of marketing. People really think that putting everything into, like, if you have 24 hours a day, spending 20 hours a day on your, let's say, music, makes sense and to a degree, but you need, if you don't have a marketing engine behind you, people go for an okay artist with great marketing more than they go for an amazing artist with no marketing. They don't even know about the amazing artist because there's no marketing. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's what people don't understand. So yeah, creating a demand is important, but so yeah, don't stop chasing your dreams. I guess, in fact, I think that the tragedy is not chasing them at all.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. I've met people who love being in the service industry or who love being a personal support worker or being in retail. And that is somebody loves that. Mm-hmm. There are people that's what they like to do. And that's just not what I like to do. Mm-hmm. And that's totally cool. I feel like God made us very, very different. There are people that read the things I write and go, oh, wow. I could never write that because that's just not your gift. You can do something else that I can't do. Mm-hmm. Right? And I look at people who are organized like, holy moly, like, wow, you're born to organize. That's what you do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, what's the other part of it? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, when I grow, what does that mean?
Well, I feel like we're always growing up. No,
I wouldn't mind being like a king.
Kingdom come.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
But like, in all seriousness, just a creator. I'm a creator right now. So writing and illustration, anything to do with that. And I want to be the best creator I can be. Right?
Yeah.
In the vein of like Akira Toriyama or I have a lot of anime influences. Rocky, a bunch of creators that have done awesome stuff, and if you see the work that was created by that guy, right? And
what were the names you said? You have to slow down. Not everybody knows these names, including
the
myself.
Creator of Dragon Ball Z and the creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Oh, okay. See, I wouldn't have known. Mm-hmm. Continue.
But yeah, because when it comes to like, I also love comics, but when it comes to Superman, 90% of the people don't know who created that, right? Mm-hmm. So that's all good and well, but I'd rather be like, oh, that I know that property. That's Tredel created that, right?
Yeah.
Rather than, yeah, they have longevity, these characters, but unless you're a real fan, you don't know who created.
So why do you think people know who created Spider-Man, but they don't know who created Superman?
So it's Stan Lee that created Spider-Man.
I know
but
that.
I was gonna say it's a Marvel. It might be a Marvel versus DC thing, but there's a lot of things Stan Lee took credit for that maybe wasn't 100% his, right? So
it happened.
So I just specifically with Spider-Man, I think it's different. The person who created Superman, I think, is Joe I forget his name, which I'm a super fan. I shouldn't, but
We'll have it next episode.
yeah, exactly. He kind of got screwed over. But so did a lot of people in the comic industry in the early days in general, whether that be artists, writers. They just kind of got taken advantage of, which is unfortunate.
Okay,
But,
so they didn't like hype up the artist because they were busy screwing them. So they were making it far more about the character, which they were able to monetize, and not the artist, which they were trying to rock.
yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
sometimes the artist's name wasn't even on the book,
That makes
which
sense.
is like crazy because honestly, I get comics mostly for the art sometimes, and then obviously the story is very important, or else it's nothing. But the art is equally, if not greater, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah.
Anyways, and that's me being both.
No,
right?
character development is everything. Character and storyline is why we fell in love. And what they look like and how cool they are. That's all the image.
Yeah.
Like how cool they are is pretty much the image. That wow factor. Okay. Yeah. So for me, I think the question is like when we grow up. So you're always growing up. Like I think if you're 100 and you're alive, you're growing up. Right? Like if we're done working, we're done living. Like a lot of people say that, right? And work doesn't have to be your traditional. In fact, it probably in this economy shouldn't be necessarily. I mean, there's a place for that for some people, but if we're talking passion work, like you should never stop. And yeah, there's always things. Like I have so many things. I have to force myself to focus. I have to force myself. But I guess when I grow up, I want to be a very well-known writer. I would like my poems. I don't know, and I'm in awe of Maya Angelou because she's such a beautiful writer and poet. But she also marketed it. She also was known for it. She also was invited places to do this. And for example, I came out with my poem Black History. And I feel like it didn't, I'm going to be real, I feel like it hasn't gotten the fanfare it deserves. In fact, I should probably push it again, push it more. In fact, in February, I think I'm just going to post it every single day. In fact, yeah. But like, I mean, Black History is every day. But Becoming Black History is such a very, very important poem. I think it makes people uncomfortable because it celebrates Black men. And maybe we're not living in a society that is celebrating Black men enough, right? So therefore, my poem isn't getting what it deserves. But I know it's changed lives. I've heard from people that have said it's changed lives, and I think part of what I want to be when I grow up is a life changer. Like I just want to keep changing lives, but on a much grander scale. And if it can happen through poetry, fantastic. But that's just part of it. Talk shows like this. We are doing my dream. Creating a podcast with my son, working with my son. Like, this is my dream. I love you so much.
Love you too.
Yeah, like, this is my dream. And, like, when you, like us writing those children books together and you illustrating them, big dream. Big, big dream. I know we got more coming. So I'm so excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
And really just probably life coaching for artists and celebrities is huge for me. Just helping people to avoid missteps, even helping people who are coming up. Just a little bit of it was just so, like, for me, on one hand, it was so hard coming up, trying to figure out when you're coming from somewhere like the hood, especially, like, I don't just talk to people who come from the hood, but I do have a soft spot. You know what I mean? I do have a soft spot for people who have certain struggles I can identify with, obviously. And I just remember, like, it just felt so confusing, and I just felt so clueless when I dreamed. Because when I looked around me, it didn't look like anyone had dreams. If they had them, they were keeping them to themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember seeing a lot of dreams? I mean, you grew up in a different hood where they actually did have, I would say that I saw more dreams. And even when I got older, I saw more dreams.
I think there's also a weird culture there where as much as you want to hype people up, you also don't want people doing too much better than you. So if you have a big dream, some people might just end up hating, right? And if you're not following the culture there in that community and you're trying to do your own thing, that's also a thing that people will hate on. Right?
But I mean, yes and no, because I mean, there were people doing their thing, definitely, and I feel like the community to some degree rallied around them. So I don't actually agree with your comment.
I don't know. Maybe not so much. I know it happens though, right? And that's why some people are just
quiet about their dreams.
Exactly.
Well, I would say more. I've experienced that. I've experienced people who genuinely are not happy for advances I make in life, and I have learned to keep my dreams to the people who I know are definite supporters.
Right.
Because the energy that people push when they're supporting, or the energy that people push when they're hating, both are energy. Energy has an impact on life. So I don't think people I think if they say like keep your enemies closer or your haters closer, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. Do not do that. I don't care. I'm gonna go against the grain.
It's to keep an eye on them.
No, you don't want to keep an eye on them. You don't want them anywhere near you, because if you're keeping an eye on them, they can keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
Right.
And
so
I
that's
agree
a toxic
with what you're
relationship.
saying, but yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just here to squash that concept right now. No, don't do it. It's bullshit. I'm just saying it out there. If kids are listening, well, you know what? You just got a dose of reality.
I don't think. Does anyone actually practice that though?
Yeah, in the hood, you don't think that like you chill with your haters and you know it?
Oh well, yeah.
Right. So like, and even in life, like I've seen like, you know, I don't want to call no one out, but I've seen people close to me, even when we launched our first book, not be happy for me, literally cuss me. How are you cussing me for doing something that I always dreamed of? I mean, first of all, people are not always in your life, your whole life. I had books in my elementary school that were laminated and had like little cards for people to take out or whatever. Like, I am an innovative person from day. So you can't be mad at me for being me. But if you are mad at me for being me, you're probably not someone that should be around me, since me being me is such a problem for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those are dream squashers, dream suckers. And if you're a dreamer, you do not need to be around a dream sucker. Right? Or negative energy. Sheesh. People who don't believe in it, people who tell you, nah, you can't do it. Then you catch them doing it. Oh my. Even buying a house. You know how many people said don't buy a house that went and bought a house? Like, well, I'm a realtor now, so I'm not listening to anyone but myself. But yeah, back then, back in the day, it's just like, it's madness. Like, you gotta have your own dreams. But I just know that it took me a long time to learn how to dream. And then it took me a longer time to give myself the permission to dream my authentic dreams. Meaning, I always knew I wanted to be a poet. I'd bring you to poetry slams and stuff. I always knew. I didn't want to be a poet. I was a poet. I was performing. I was writing. I just was kind of not putting it out there. You know what I mean? But I've been doing that forever, like since childhood. And I've been a short story writer forever. I know this about myself. I write raps. I write songs. I've always written songs. Those songwriting contests when I was like 8 years old, right? So, and talk show host. Hello. I obviously talk too much right now. I don't even hear you saying anything. So yeah, I mean, I got dreams and I'm not stopping. And I think being unapologetic about them is really, really important. Honing in on them and not even calling them unrealistic. And it says, when is it time to stop dreaming? It gives the idea that it's not realistic.
Right.
Just because you haven't got there yet doesn't mean you won't get there.
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And keep on pushing if it's actually something you want to do, right? I feel like if you straight up quit at the end of the day, was it something you really wanted to do? Because I don't know. No matter what circumstances come, I'm going to create. I'm gonna make stories, right? That's the main thing I intend to do. So
Yeah, no, that's part of you. And
yeah,
drawing, art, that's been a part of your whole life. Just like I can say about writing, like you can say that about art. You know, I remember that wall that we had with all your pictures on it when you were little. And I remember my friend coming over being like, don't you want to take these down? Don't you want to put them in an album? Nah, bro, I want to walk in and see my son's art everywhere. And that's how I feel about life. I want to go through life seeing your art everywhere.
right.
And I believe in you so, so much. You're a dope ass artist. And you're, honestly, I'm not going to say you're a better storyteller than I am because that wouldn't be nice to me. But
I think it's different. We
Yeah.
have different styles. I'm more like, ooh, fantasy and magic. And you're like, oh, real life. Right?
I don't just write real life.
But, like, I think yours is tied closer to real life. And
definitely.
mine is more like, ooh, look at this. Right?
Yeah. I'll write a story about someone named Jess or Jessie, not just Jessica. No, you're right. Mine is, if it's not real life, it's real life adjacent or it's more inspired by real life, whereas yours is definitely out there. But then you come up with these things that make me go, wow, like my son's so brilliant and creative and really intelligent and my son. So I must have did a dope ass job. But yeah, I love your writing style. I love reading your stories.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Remember that comic, that one shot that you did? And it was really funny because they wanted like Camel Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like auditioned and like they didn't accept him and then they needed him in the end and it was just small but it was so hilarious and cute. Like it was just, I love that story. That's probably one of my favorite of the one shots that you've done.
This is my favorite of the one shots.
Yeah. So that's dope. So like that gives me joy to know that you're doing what you want to do when you grow up type of thing, and then they're just degrees. I think that's what it comes down to as well, like degrees, right? Like even in artistry, like music, a lot of people think, oh, I have to be rich, I have to be famous, I have to. If you love just the craft of music, you can be working for a film production company and do commissioned music that times to, for synchronization, basically. Yeah, and you can make a good living doing that, right? If music is just, there's many different ways you can be a musician. You can have a small following and have like a small loyal following and make a good living, right? If you're making $80,000 a year with a small loyal following, some merch, stuff like that, you're making what somebody goes to the office and 9 to 5 and makes, but you love what you're doing. Yeah. Right? And that's how I feel. Like if I'm creating things, stories or hosting podcasts, interviewing, helping people, providing, doing like strap plans, because I love that because it really is like a plan to put people on track for their life, or doing, just like success coaching. I really enjoy that too. Even in a podcast format or however, right? If I'm using entertainment and helping people, or I'm writing stories or songs, things along that line, I'm happy. I'm so happy. It's beautiful. The only thing that could be better is if you paid me to go to the pool. I'd love that, but God said that's not a career, Jessica, because he gave me ears that hurt if I go underwater too long, but other than that, I love being in the pool, man. That's one thing about this pandemic I probably miss the most. Like, I do miss people, but I really miss the pool.
Yeah, the pool's nice. I miss the gym for sure. Movie theaters. Oh my gosh.
I am starting to miss theaters. I am. They came out with this Beatles biopic. Disney came out with a Beatles biopic, and I love the Beatles. So I definitely want to see the biopic. And I can see it on Disney Plus, which we have, right?
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah. Okay, you have to teach me to log in.
Oh, yeah, I'll figure it out.
But yeah, like I can see it on Disney Plus, and I will. But I would rather see it on a big screen with you and some popcorn, or even Grandma.
Yeah.
I think Grandma would really like that too.
The Eternals came out. I want to go see that. And Spider-Man's coming out soon.
Yeah, when I grow up, I want to live in a world where there's no more COVID or COVID-related restrictions.
Yes.
You know, that, where we could just be healthy, and where you don't like feel like you have to protect yourself from every person passing. That's whack, man.
I don't know why Disney Plus doesn't let you buy the movie, like on the app.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's Disney. It's
Why?
Movie.
What are we gonna do? Get a projector and screen? What wall can we put it on?
I would watch it in my room. I have a big enough TV, right?
But we have to watch it on our laptop.
Well, it's Well, no, I could set it
Put
up
it on the Roku, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's have a movie.
No. But I don't know. They don't let you do that. Is what I'm saying, right?
I can't watch it on the Roku.
No, they don't. What I was saying was, I don't know why, because this whole pandemic thing is going on, they don't release the movies there as well for the same price or more. Right?
Release it where?
On Disney Plus.
So how are we gonna be?
We're not. We can't. Jeez.
Oh no, the world's gonna know how brilliant I am. Alrighty, I get it.
I know, they're making they're making the dude want to try to pirate. I'm not going to.
No. No. Wanting and doing is different.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's real. So I get it. You're saying there's a lot of movies that have come out that are not on any platform, on any on-demand platform.
And you have to wait a few months to actually watch it because everything's closed down or there are restrictions.
Yeah, that's whack.
Yeah.
Or keep the drive-in theaters open longer. Like, that's whack too. Like, and I mean, that's making me want to move to a place like that's warm most of the time, which may happen anyway at some point. But like second home in America, yeah, go to America, watch some drive-in movies, and come back to Canada.
Or just regular theater movies, because I don't think they have restrictions there.
They have restrictions. Of course they do.
Maybe.
Some are very strict. It depends where you are.
Well, yeah, no, we're not going to New York.
Oh, okay.
There's not going to California. I was wanting to go to like Florida.
Yeah, I know. You keep saying it.
Yeah.
I think this is the toss-up. Are we going to end up with a home in Georgia, like Atlanta, or Florida? Mm-hmm. That's the question. Florida or Atlanta?
Yeah, we'll see. But
we'll see.
Let's
see who throws us more business. I mean, Atlanta is really attractive. Sorry, I need some water.
I like go on.
No, you.
Oh, beaches and great-looking people.
That's true too. But Atlanta is, Black Hollywood. And I've never met and seen more successful Black people in my life than when I go to Atlanta. And it's inspiring to me. And it always has been. And it's the home of trap music. For God's sakes, they have a trap music museum. And I haven't been back to Atlanta in a while, so I have to go check that out. I mean, they got the Migos, they got T.I., yes, Tyler Perry Studios is there. You could maybe do some concept design.
Possibly. But most of the things you're talking about aren't things that you'll see on the daily basis.
Lotto's there. I know. But what I'm trying to say is hip-hop is like Atlanta's running the hip-hop game right now. Let's be real. Oh, nobody get mad at me. Okay? I love you too. But I'm just saying Atlanta's pumping out some good stuff.
I feel like the idea... I don't know if this is true. But I feel like the idea of hubs might be dying. Like of
for sure. I think you're right. I don't think there's especially after the pandemic. Like decentralized. Right, exactly. We would not be living where we're living if there was no pandemic.
Yeah, that's definitely
We never would have moved out here. This is like nowhere compared to the people that we know and whatever. But we were like, shit, we can't see them anyway. So, guess it's you and me. Let's roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's so much peace. I love it in a way because there's a lot of like, we've created more being here than we have ever being where we were. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of peace. I mean, it's also a nicer environment and
a way better,
healthier environment. Yeah. But there's a lot of peace in and kind of having a little bit of room, I guess, space, right? Not just always like ducking out to go here or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. No, I think when I grow up, I definitely need a home here and America. It's always been a dream, right? Here, America and the Caribbean, right? Now, nobody make fun of me like, oh, when she grows up, she has a grown-ass son. Because I'm saying we all grow up all the time. We're all improving.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
Yeah, you got to progress to live, right? So
you have to be adaptable, progressive, heal. Because trauma happens all the time. If we were out there getting cuts and they were never healing, like, was that death by 1,000 cuts? Like, once you hit 1,000, you're gone. Like, so why are emotional scars any different? We need to always be working on those too. I know you don't talk about those things. Why don't? You're not. Is it because you're a guy? As I talk about that stuff with your sister all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
What?
It's because you're a guy?
Possibly. I don't know. Also could do with my attitude, right?
Which is kind of like what?
Yeah.
Like whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
But is it like, is there stuff deep down and then you're just saying whatever?
I don't know, possibly.
Really? Aww.
Jeez.
What?
Nothing.
I love you.
Yeah, I know, I love you too.
But like, your sister will call me like whenever. Could be once a week, couple times a month, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then she'll just like cry and tell me stuff.
Yeah, I don't need to do that.
I think it's like, yeah, because her and I'll call her too and do that. But I'll do that with you. Mm-hmm. Like not once a week.
Probably more.
No, that's not true. No, well, yeah, but I guess girls are like, I guess we deal with our emotions more outwardly, maybe?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they have a problem, I go internal. I'm like, hey, what's up? Right? And then I'll fix it because I'll fix it myself. It's my problem, right? Who better to fix it than me?
Wow. You're so healthy. That's such a great attitude. Of course, you have to still be able to ask for help, though.
Sure.
But you're right. I'm very lucky because you certainly don't blame your problems on anyone.
No.
And I don't think you don't have a tremendous amount of problems from what I could tell. Yeah. You keep a pretty, like, chill life.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah. I don't think I have I have things I need to overcome, though, for sure. Like, that's my mistake, though. I carried stuff around, like, in a backpack for years that I should have just, like, dumped off at the first fucking, sorry, guys, garbage can I saw. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should have been like, get out my backpack. Like, why do I even have this back? You know what? The whole thing's going in there. Zoom. Like, I should have did that. I would have been so free and, like, so much further. Right? But I just had to carry everything because I was like, no, but what about...
Right. And
it's like, nah, what about nothing? So I think your attitude's starting to rub off on me.
Okay, that's good.
It only took many, many years. Yeah. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe slaying some of my age-old dragons is part of what I want to, have when I grow up. It's just like, those things are not a thing anymore. Those are overcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dope. Well, I think we know what we want to be. Is it jingle time?
Yeah, sure. Let's do a jingle.
And then why don't we do another topic for the second half?
Sure.
Okie dokie. Sounds awesome. I love you, though. For the record, you can talk to me anytime, okay?
I know.
Oh, good. Glad you know. All right, so. Well, it's that time in today's episode of 3 Shots and a Mango Beer when Oh, it's that time for freestyle jingle. Sorry, guys, I went off script. It's that time for freestyle jingle. It's a battle between mom, me, and son. Okay, here are the rules. One topic will be taken from the fortune cookie. Both mom and son will attempt to sell you the topic with a freestyle. Get that? We're trying to sell it. It's like an ad, but it's like a freestyle jingle ad type of idea. Then you, the listener, will decide who wins by voting for the one you like best in the comments. So just comment below. You could say mom or Jessica or son or Tredel, and we'll know who you mean. The votes are tallied and will be announced. We're kind of just, I think we've come to the conclusion that at the end of every 3 months worth of episodes or so, we'll kind of say, okay, this quarter is the winner.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing?
Yeah.
Or is it like a one time, like a yearly? We have to figure this out.
Either I think it's either 6 months or a year.
6 months or a year?
Yeah, one of the two.
Well, I like 6 months.
Okay.
Because that way, if I lost in the first 6 months, I have a chance to come back and win in the next 6 months. I like that. Okay. Right? Or if I win, then I can win again.
All right.
Okay, so every 6 months. But yeah, comment below. We're going to be tallying it up. And because we don't know, when you're hearing this, it'll give lots of opportunity for us to tally it. Yeah, shoot, even after that 6 months, we might do like a just best of all time. So always keep your comments coming, Mm-hmm. All right. And if there's some topics you want us to cover, what?
No, go on.
Then put those in the comments too. That's all I'm saying. I'm talking to our people.
Okay.
All right. Let my son talk.
All right. No. Let's just start the jingle. Here's the topic.
Okie dokie. Looks like you're writing.
A dry erase marker that will never erase.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Okay, so the topic is a dry erase marker. So for those who don't know that, wow. It's a dry erase marker. Not even a brush, a marker that will never erase.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that not a regular marker? It's a permanent marker. But that's not how we have to market it as a dry erase marker?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I got it. So yeah, so if you guys don't know, it's that whiteboard and you write on it and then you wipe it and then it comes off, except for this time when you wipe it, it doesn't come off. All right, who's going first?
I can go first.
Oh man, you're going to steal my idea.
Possibly.
Okay, go ahead.
Have you ever had something so important in your schedule that you have to do it every day? That it can never go away? Well, I have something for you. On your whiteboard, we have a marker that will keep that thing there forever. Wipe away all the stuff you don't need, but it will remain. This is the dry erase marker that will never erase. Buy now, 2 installments of $9.99.
Okay, all right. I don't know how that was a jingle.
It was an ad.
But that's okay.
Don't
you know what? I think
we
could be a little fast. Yeah. We could be a little fast and loose with it. We could do ads too. It's okay. We could do freestyles, jingles, ads. It's whatever. Just make sure the person buys it. Right. I think that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, you did steal my idea. So now I'm a little bit. I'm stalling for time while I think of a next one. But that was good. So let me think for a second. Sorry, guys. Okay, a dry erase marker that doesn't erase. All right. Do you know that appointment that meant so much to you? Your assistant wrote it down, but she didn't have a clue. Your life depended on it. You needed a new heart. You could have had a new beginning. You could have had a new start. But you had a regular dry eraser, one that just went away. And now, unfortunately, you're gone away. You could have had a happy day, but now you're really sad, and your assistant feels really, really bad. Next time, get a marker that doesn't just erase. Get the permanent dry erase marker and avoid life-threatening mistakes. There.
Okay.
At least I did a freestyle and not an ad. I feel like I followed the rules. And I mean, shit. You should really pick up one of those just in case. Oh my. So what, you're not going to compliment mine?
Yeah, no, that was interesting. That was definitely an ad, a jingle.
Hard sell?
Yeah.
Like scary. It's life or death, you need it. Hey, we talked about creating demand. There were people all over the place that are like, oh shit, you know what? I don't want this appointment erased. Make sure you use the permanent dry erase for this. Okay. Well, you have it, guys. Go ahead, comment, vote. We clowns. But it's all good. It's all love up in here. We're just having fun, you know? We're not expecting this to hit the billboards just yet. Okay, let's choose our second topic for the rest of the podcast. Let's see what we're talking about.
Alrighty. Let's talk about first job.
Oh, shit. Are we going to have the same story? No. Okay, first job. Let's do it. That's fun.
Well, I guess I have two. One is I was like a mailman, like a newspaper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like built and handed out the newspapers.
I forgot you had that job.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was the worst job.
You're a paper boy.
Yeah, paper boy, exactly.
Yeah, that's so cute.
And I remember I worked for weeks. I worked for weeks, and it felt like all the time. For context, I was like 12, maybe 11, 10. I was 10, 11, 12,
when we just
around
went
there.
to Aurora, so yeah.
And then it was all like, oh yeah, we'll put it in your bank account. And after weeks, I looked, and there was like 54 cents in my bank account.
It was 39.
Or 39. It was low.
But you didn't tell me you were balling. You were hiding those extra few cents.
So and it was a lot of work. They made you build them. Like you had to pack them all together, and they gave you a bunch of rubber bands. You had to tie them together, and then you had to walk down this big ass street, like all the way down and all the way back. And I don't know where I was. I don't know where I was. I was like, should I have been asking for money now that I'm looking back, like from the people, or were they supposed to give me money? I don't know. Why'd I only get 54 cents for like a month and a bit of work? But I called them and said, this is too time consuming. I really gotta focus on my studies. Out here in grade 5.
That's how you quit, people.
Yeah.
Focus on your studies. That's hilarious. I don't know what... I was flabbergasted because I remember that, and I don't know why you got paid so low. No, you were not supposed to get paid from people, because I had that same job. My first job was also, I guess if we're going first job, yeah, I think my first job was... I had two first jobs at the same time, really. Actually, I got them kind of at the same time. But yeah, I think paper route was my very first job, because I remember my grandma being so excited for me. And it was exactly what you had. It was putting together flyers. I was blessed because my grandma helped me put together the flyers. And then when I was sick, Tim would have to deliver it, which I always liked. Yeah, I really liked that. And if Tim wasn't home, grandma would deliver it. But I do remember that, like, Randy would laugh at me for delivering it because he had it before me but never delivered it. And I think he had it for like 3 years and never had to deliver. And like, don't quote me on how long. But like, yeah. So I was a good girl. I delivered it. And I made money. I did make money. I liked, I don't know, I didn't like it. I'm not going to lie and say like, oh yeah, it was popping. No, I was okay. Like, I liked the money. And they gave me presents too. Like, if you did like your whole route and stuff, like every month, then you'd get a gift. And so you know how much I love surprises. It's a thing for me, listeners. I love surprise, like good surprise, like presents. I like presents, not bad surprises, right? So yeah. Okay, so that was my first gift. But the other thing was shoveling snow for old people, and they would tip, and it was like this like elderly. Like they would like at my school, they would connect like kids with elderly people and give us like a certain amount of people that we had to go shovel their snow. And then I think they paid us whatever, right? So every time the snow fell. But some winters, there'd be no snow and you'd just be like, man, I need more money than this. What's going on, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never had to shovel snow, which I'm happy about. I don't love the cold.
Well, you gotta do it now.
Well, no, I've shoveled snow, but not for money.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
But the second one I was saying was like the real first job was Chuck E. Cheese.
Yep.
I worked in Chuck E. Cheese. I worked in the back, made pizzas. I was also the mouse sometimes.
I can't believe they let you be the mouse. When I was at Chuck E. Cheese, they would never let me be the mouse. They said I'm too tall. And then one time I finally got to be the mouse and all the kids ran around away from me screaming. Chuck E. Cheese is a monster.
No, that everyone, that bunch of kids like hugging me and stuff. I'm like, oh, all right, get off.
I had kids kicking me. You were in a different community though. Like exactly. We lived in the white suburbs with you.
Yeah.
And I was in the hood. Kids were like, drop kick Chuck E. Cheese.
I remember this one time that was hilarious, that this kid was having his birthday there, and I was bringing out the pizzas, and he was like, F this and F that, actually saying the word.
Wow.
And then the mom looked right at me, and she was like, kids, am I right?
You're like, nah, bro, your kid. Not all kids, your kid.
Yeah, kids are wild sometimes.
That's funny. I love that we have had some of the same jobs. It just, I don't know, makes the joke so real, you know, like we get it. Like, It's like, but now my friend used to actually be the mouse all the time. She was really cute, short little girl. And they used to like, yeah, they used to kick her. They used to pull her tail. They used to try to hit off her head. She hated it. Like, she was just like they're really, some of those kids lean in. They go hard. And then, but now I had the job of like concession, like where you like, they bring you your tickets and you give them gifts. But like, oh, my heart. So I never make money because those cute little kids would come, and then like the ones that were like, you could tell they're privileged, I didn't care. Yeah. But like the ones that like came from like the same place I come from, like, yeah. Like, you know, I don't know them, but like, I know we know. So I'd be like, how many tickets for that up there? That's either, you know, 500 tickets or $5. And it's like, I have 3 tickets.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, here, I'd take out my $5. I'd be like, oh man, here you go.
I did the same thing. Not that much money, but there's was an age cutoff too. Obviously.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you don't have enough tickets. Go play games. But but yeah, no. If a little kid comes up and he has 2 tickets, he's like, fine. It's only 25 cents or 50 cents. We'll just put that to the side. Here you go, kid.
I know. But you know what I liked? I liked the pizza and the pop.
The pizza.
Like the little mini personal pizzas?
Yeah. So I got to, there was unlimited pop. Which, no, it wasn't good because I had a lot of pop. And you know me, especially back in the day, I mixed all the flavors.
Yeah. I know. I remember bringing you to Atlanta's Coke factory. Holy. Yeah. I don't think anyone's ever mixed every flavor except for you.
Yeah, that was great. And the pizzas, sometimes they would be like, the pizzas are supposed to be half off. Yeah. And sometimes it would be like, make yourself a pizza. Don't worry about it. Just
Score.
go home with like a good size like medium pizza. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I liked when you brought pizza home too. That was good. Yeah. I mean, where's Chuck E. Cheese around here? I'm now I have a craving. Like, I think I'm gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese's.
The one I worked at shut down. They couldn't handle it once I left. And,
that's what you're going with.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
That's funny.
But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I see Chuck E. Cheese. Like there's one by Vaughn Mills, right?
Yeah, that'd probably
But,
be like the one I grew up with.
Yeah, probably.
I know there's still the one I grew up with is still there.
Yeah, and
I think that'll be there forever.
I think there's one on the way, like if you know the other highway, on the way to Toronto. I think there's one on the way there, but I don't know. There's not many left. It's like Toys R Us. Most of them shut down, I think.
They're probably just in America. It's an American company.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's in America. I don't know. But my real job, much like you, my real first job, do you remember what it is?
Pizza Hut?
No. I still work there. No, Pizza Hut wasn't my first job, and I know that because I used to bring people from my first job to Pizza Hut when I worked there. No, they never fired me. They just never put me back on the schedule at Pizza Hut. I mean, I was like, I don't even know, like 16 working at Pizza Hut. And I still technically think I work there. I should go collect hey, what's going on? I want a shift. Can I pick one up? But no, Metro Housing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, doing like Parks and Recreation in the hood. Yeah, that was it. And that, I love it. I loved it so much. Honestly, it might still be my favorite job that I ever had in the whole wide world. I got to basically, and it's awesome because they hired me before I was technically the age that they hire to be like an assistant. And then that's just like setting up the rec room, putting out supplies, like playing with kids that are just my age, or some were my age, some were a little older, some were a little younger, and just making sure like there's order. And then, going on trips and whatever. And then after, I became what they call programmer, which is like not the supervisor, but not the assistant. Like there's 3 levels. So now you have an assistant and you report to the supervisor, but you're still all on site. And then I became programmer by that, so if I started in summer, by fall I was programmer. And then I just had a supervisor. And then the next summer I was already supervisor. I started off a programmer, and within a couple months I was supervisor. And so then after that I just ran the show for like years and years. And then I became area supervisor, which meant like everything east of Yonge type of thing. So anyway, all it just meant was I really got to help a lot of youth and a lot of kids, which I love to do. And it was just cool, like put on talent shows and take them on trips. And yeah, okay, of course I would spend my money or whatever, but I built some of my best, some really good relationships while doing that. And I really cared about the people that I was working with, and I could see the difference I was making. And I got to program plan, which taught me so many skills. I got to fundraise, which taught me so many skills. I got to do outreach to parents. Like, I just got to do a lot of things. I got to help a lot of people get jobs, start businesses. It just became the foundation of really, I think, who I am in a way, especially professionally. And I did a ton in entertainment because there was obviously a connection between the hood and basketball and the hood and entertainment. And so we did a lot in entertainment development too. So yeah, it was dope. I loved it. It was a really, really dope first job.
That's good. Yeah, sounds like it for sure.
Yeah, and I'll always, always appreciate Jennifer Murdoch. That was her name. She discovered me because I was volunteering. I had started my own reading circle in my area where I would read to kids, and I would take my own books and read to kids and help them learn how to read. And then she was like, who's this little 13-year-old girl who wants to teach all the kids in the community to read? And she's like, yeah, we need to hire her. She's epic. And yeah, I loved it. It was awesome. It was awesome. And we got to go to Christmas parties, and they also gave me gifts. I love companies that give you gifts.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Gifts are just, I don't know. It could even be like the smallest thing that you would buy yourself, but just the fact that someone's like, who doesn't like free stuff, but also like someone's thinking of you. It's like goodwill, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's appreciative, right? So yeah, dope. I like talking about our first jobs. I have to say, there's one job I didn't mention that was in there. It was a real job, but it wasn't, which was when I worked at the sandwich place with Sherry. And I just liked that. So Sherry was like my best friend and stayed my best friend for years and years until she passed in 2015. And yeah, she's like more like a sister. Well, Stacy's my best friend. That's a whole girls and their best friends. Stacy's my best friend, but Sherry is also my best friend. And Rola's a best friend, but they're all just like different best friends. Like, but Rola's more like sister.
What are you doing? Speaking of first jobs I didn't mention, I was also a videographer for a little bit, so that was a thing.
But
that
who
was before
your
Chuck E.
best friend?
Cheese. And sometimes I had a best friend called Jake. He's not my best friend now, but
no, Matt's your best friend now. It's really insensitive, that whole best friend thing, right?
I don't think so.
No?
Well, not in my perspective. I know who my best friend is. I know who my second best friend is.
Well, so. I mean, Stacy's my best friend, but like Sherry was like my sister, and Roll is also my sister, and Stacy's my best friend.
Right.
So I guess that's the best way to describe it then.
Okay.
Because Rolla and Sherry have known since kindergarten, or like not maybe grade 1, like something like that, young, super young. So anyway, Sherry's dad and mom were managers or owners, I don't know, of this food sandwiching company, like a sandwich company. Yeah, so my job was to make toast all day. I liked it. I got paid, like, I was 11 years old getting like something crazy, like, I don't know, he gave us $14 an hour, and we made toast, and then half the time I just ate grapes in the outside with Sherry and hung out. Yeah, so it was good. And once in a while, actually I really just made toast. I tried packaging, but I messed it up, so then they just let me make toast. That was it. That was my other job.
Okay, that's good.
I liked it. It was fun, because you got a lot of money, like a ton of money, and you didn't do shit. Like, at all. You made toast. I made toast. She didn't make toast. She's like, dude, you're not actually supposed to work. And I'm like, no, I think I am. I think I have to work. I'm still like that. I'd prefer to earn my keep a little. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Be of use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dope. I don't know why that was in there in the fortune topics, but I love that topic. First jobs. It's a fun topic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. It's a decent topic for sure.
But if we talk about first video, if we talk about first businesses, that's when your videographer comes up. Because really, that was like more like your business.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? My first business was selling donuts with SOAD. It was crazy. We would go and buy like a whole pack of day-old donuts for like $2. And then we would sell each donut for 50 cents. And there was 12 donuts in the package, so we made $6. So that's a pretty good profit. What is that, like 300% profit?
Yeah. And
by today's margins, if they were a little higher, like if it wasn't $2 and $6, but like, you know, that's a pretty good profit. I feel like that was a really, really, I don't know, I feel like we could. And then I feel like we were the first people to sell water, because what we would do is, okay, well, kinda. What we would do is we'd have like styrofoam cups and a pitcher of water, and then we would say if they buy the donut, they can get the water too, or they have to pay for the water separate if they're not buying a donut.
You were alive before the conception of bottled water?
What? No. I don't know. I think so. That's not funny. I don't like the way this conversation is going any longer. I know nobody ever sold me water, and I know that I was able to, we had a table set up outside the hood, Because we knew, like, if you were in the hood, no one's going to buy this. But we just set it up outside the hood. When people passed by, they thought we were cute. 9 times out of 10, they'd give us the $2 for the donuts, and then they wouldn't take the donut. And sometimes we would make $20 in a day and still have a half a bag of donuts. Okay, when was bottled water invented?
1850.
Yeah.
So you've been alive a little longer than I thought.
Was it really? Bottled water, like, that they sold was invented in 1850?
Uh-huh.
So how did my grandma keep this a secret from me? Because I never seen it till I grew up. Until I moved out of my house, I didn't know there was bottled water. What the heck? That has to be like the slickest move on my grandma's. She probably knew I'd ask her to buy it. She probably like, I'm not going to buy water that it's in the tap. Oh, maybe that's why I thought it was new. Because she would always say, why on earth would I buy that when we have good water at home in the tap?
Okay.
She'd always say that.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not invent, fine, I didn't invent it, but I still was a hustler. I still made my money, okay? Yeah. So that's it.
All right.
And Christmas caroling. That's not really a job, but you do make money.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just in the hood? Like, I see Christmas caroling on TV, and I don't see anybody getting money for it. But we always went caroling to make some money.
I went caroling once, and it was trash. We didn't get anything. And or did we? I don't...
Like, are they supposed... That's what I'm trying to say, though. Like, are they supposed to give us money? Like, we got money... But I never, like, you know, on TV, like, they go caroling.
If it's a bunch of children, I feel like, it was adults. What are you doing?
Oh, maybe that's why they would call on me, because it was probably, like, some kids and a lot of adults. And maybe it's, like, because we're there, we're getting the money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know.
No, it wasn't, like, adult. They were, like, young teenagers. And then, like, yeah, some kids, some of us.
Right.
But that was a hustle. That was a hustle. Holidays? Get your singing voice on, man. Go get some money. Wow. All right, so we clearly hustlers up in this. The good kind. All legit. All legit.
Yes.
That's it, man.
Yeah, that's it.
So like
why are you so awkward about it? That's all for today of this episode's of 3 Shots and a Mango Beer podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed talking.
Yeah.
Join us next week on 3 Shots and a Mango Beer. Make sure you like, subscribe to our podcast, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Platinum Rouge. We are Platinum Rouge Production.
Thanks, y'all.
Peace.
Talk to you next episode.
Have a great week.
Yeah.